Welcome to Mastermind with Maggie. Maggie Chula is a psychic channel for the Akashic Master Teachers. Together, they are experts on spiritual healing and helping you connect to your source of light, your soul. Join in a mastermind. Resolve your problems and create goals for the future. Build action steps that empower you to create your life in partnership with your soul wisdom. Problems can be on any subject: health and well-being, relationships, spiritual, emotional, or your connection to your soul. Manifesting your goals can be simple and easy. Join in the discussion. Mastermind solutions to problems. Create goals and action steps. Then move forward to a life full of possibilities. We invite you to come with your problems and leave with a plan.
Before I begin, I would just like to take a moment and say a prayer, a little moment for all of us to take, to say a prayer for all the people in pain and in need, for all the people in the world, that we come together and understand how we are connected. I affirm we are connected through the light and source of the universe. I affirm that I will give my best into the world, and I affirm that we are all created equal in the light and love of God. Okay. I don't know about you, but I do need just a little mental shift after listening to the news. Anytime I hear it, it is one of those things that happens to me. It might happen to you too. But on this day, for this podcast, I would like to take the focus back to happily independent. Today is the 4th of July. And whether you are listening to this on the 4th or later, I want you to take a moment to understand the importance of celebrating. This is a milestone for the United States, but there are other milestones that happen in your life and in the life of your country. And I want you to know that I believe it's very, very important to take that time to discuss and enjoy all the successes in your life. What have you done to shift yourself from the way you felt last year to the way you feel now? The 4th of July is one of those moments for me and for many of the people I know where you do take a time, whether you think about it or not, and you think back on all the July 4ths you've had. You start to think back on all the different things that happened. What happened with you and your family? What happened with you personally? So I would like to talk about that. You, how are you independent? What are some of the things that make you feel you're not independent? And how can we help you bring your best into the world? When I say we, I just naturally go into that because I work with a group of beings, they're not a bunch, they're a group, that call themselves the Master Teachers of the Akasha. And who they are, in many cases, are archangels and ascended masters, but there's more than that. And masterminding in communicating with these beings of light is something that is open to everybody. And that's what I want to help you learn how to do for yourself. So today we're going to talk about being happily independent. We're going to work to help you break free from barriers and illusions that are taking the power from you, or you feel are taking power from you. And join me because I want to help create a happy, healthy world that supports people of all shapes and sizes, colors and beliefs, a world that embraces your uniqueness and knows you're important. You're important to the health of this world. Yeah, this is a very special time in the expansion of human consciousness, and the concept of mastermind alliance is needed now more than ever. As you awaken to the many ways you do control your environment, I want you to realize that with proper training and tools, you can master your mind and create abundance, well-being, a very fulfilling life that flows with grace and with ease. I know this, for I have been able to do this. I have been working in partnership with these beings since I was very young. Now, there were many years when I did not consciously work with them. I chose not to. And then there came the time when I realized I needed to do more. I wanted to move my head forward. I didn't want to just accept a life that was being given to me based on actually my non-decisions. Because no matter what you're thinking right now, you do have the power of choice. Wherever you are in your world, you have the power of choice. What are you going to do? And Mastermind is built on that principle. 2 or more people working together create a synergy and intelligence greater than the sum of the individuals in the group. Well, that 2 or more people I would like to share with all of you. You know, that really doesn't have to be people that are alive. It doesn't even have to be people who've ever lived before. Some people mastermind with characters that they fell in love with, characters that they really identify with. So the great minds from the past have used this concept of masterminding to help them create a future using this alliance of the mind with others. Great minds like Benjaman Franklin, Napoleon Hill, and Henry Ford. Think about it. Dreamers. Men driven to create a world to reflect the visions they had of how the world could work. I think we need that right now. Don't you? I think we do. And I'm ready to stand up and say, hey, let's do that together. So what I'd like you to do is think about it. If you have a process that's helped you move forward and you want to share that with someone else, you want to come on and dialogue with me about a problem or an issue that you've been able to overcome, or maybe something that you're stuck at now, you need a little push. Let's talk about it. Send me a message to Maggie at maggiechula.com. Or you can message me on Facebook. My business page is Maggie Chula, Psychic Channel and Spiritual Teacher. I would love it if you came and liked my page and join me. And join me here each week to learn new ways to face the world, create light, love, and a healthy lifestyle for yourself and those you love. But let's take a few minutes right now, just a few minutes, and start to get your mind thinking about all the things that you have done that have helped you move forward in your life. It's good, remember, to take that moment and share with yourself, oh, yes, I did that. Because you know what? When you send to your mind, I was successful at this. This was a goal I set for myself, and look at me. I accomplished it. You give yourself a little pep talk that lets your mind know, yeah, that's right. I got this. I can do this. This is my life, but I'm doing just fine. And we need that. We need that break. And what better time than a week of celebrations? So as you're celebrating with your friends and your family, no matter what time of the week it is, as you think about it, start to celebrate in your mind all the magnificent things that you've done. What have you done for yourself this year? How did you help your world move forward? Did you set new goals? Have you been able to attain them? And if you haven't quite got the goal all the way through, what were those little steps along the way that let you know you're on the right track? Remember, we need to break these things down into manageable chunks that we know in our hearts and our mind we can do. So yes, stay with me for this show because we can do it. We can do it. This isn't a show to tear yourself down. This is the show to say, I can do it. I know I can do it. Let me listen in today and see what new step can I bring into my life? What new tool can I add to make me happier, to help me be healthier, to help me with my connection to my source of light? Yes, I can do this. So in this next segment, we're going to start to talk about some of the things that you can do right now to help you take that time to shift your mind over into, I am a successful and abundant person, and I do have visions for the future that I would like to see become real in this world. Just one person can do it, because every single one of us is connected. So as you lighten up your life, as you lighten up your connection, you help light up the connection for all of us, for every single one of us. And as you join with us in this mastermind, the vibration and the energy that we create is going to lift all of us who are listening to this, and our day is going to be more full of what we want to bring into the world. So I invite you to stay. Wait, come back. We can do this together. And we will. We will. I'll be right back. Are you stuck? Have you tried over and over to stop an addiction, let go of self-sabotage? Do you have anxiety attacks or anger issues? Do you want to stop? Let go, breathe. I can help. I have a 9-step spiritual healing path program that will lead you towards attaining balance and well-being in your life, body, and mind. Contact me. Go to maggiechula.com and learn more. I'm here when you are ready.
Conscious media for conscious minds. Om Times.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Mastermind with Maggie. Now today we are talking about celebrating. We're celebrating the 4th of July in the United States. We're celebrating your independence. The fact that you can move your mind from a negative thought to a positive thought faster than ever with just a few tools. And we're also just taking the time to celebrate, hey, what are all the great things that have happened to me personally in the past year? So, that's a lot. And I want you to think about this. When you wake up in the morning, isn't that a fun thing to do? You woke up in the morning. Yay! Take that breath. Move forward and go, oh, yes, another day here on earth. That is something you can do to help you bring joy into your life every day. But right now, I want to help you and me share and shift our minds a little bit. Because when we start to think about happiness and all the good things we've done in the past year, a lot of us take about 30 seconds, maybe a minute, and then we have to shift into something else. It's like, but you know what? I meant to do this. Oh, I just lost 10 pounds, but you know what? I need to lose 40 or whatever it is. And I'm saying, not today, not on this hour. On this hour, let's try to take that break that says, okay, good for me. I lost my 10 pounds. How am I going to lose the next 10? That's right. Because this is all about mastering your mind, helping you create a world that reflects what you know you can bring to it. Because everyone listening to this show has a knowing. You have some sort of knowing. I do this well. But maybe you haven't shared that with other people. Or when you were little, you did, but, other people didn't believe you. Or they didn't see it that way. Well, we're not talking to those other people. All those other people and all those other voices, that's that negative chatter you hear about. the negative chatter that goes on in our heads. And I'm saying, oops, time out. Not today. And you know how I do it? It's really very simple. I start every day, and I do this several times throughout the day whenever I need to. I'm going to take this time and share it with you. It's very simple. First, bring some energy into your body and allow yourself to breathe. Breathe in the breath of life. Breathe in the energy from the far reaches of the universe into your body as you breathe. Think about that. Breathe in the breath of life. Allow yourself to think, take a time out, and breathe. Then allow yourself to know you are connecting to the source of the universe. You are connecting to the divine light of God with every breath you take. Right? Because you are connected. We are all connected. So as you breathe in that light, knowing that you're connected to the divine light of the universe, that alone should lighten you up. But let's take that a step further. So I am connected to the light of the universe, and I have the power to speak to anybody I want to talk to. That's right. And here's how I proved it to myself. I started to ask these beings of light, the archangels, the ascended masters, the gods, the goddesses I'd heard of, I'd dreamed of, I've written about. I started to invite them to come talk to me. But it starts with that ability to quiet your mind. And for me, quieting my mind was breathing in the light and exhaling and letting go of anything that did not belong to me. I really felt this as a process. Breathe in the light, exhale, and let go of anything that does not belong to you. And now as you're in that state, in that feeling, in that flow, now let your mind bring to you all the things you've done that brought happiness into your life. What were all the things that brought happiness into your life? Happiness and joy. It can be anything. Anything. Is it another person? Do they bring you joy? Is it one select person? And what is it that you do every day that you look forward to? Oh my gosh, I am so happy that I am so happy that I allow myself to. These are empowering thoughts. These are ways you can bring that power, that vibration, that energy into your world and into your life. And you start to work and to think about it. Now, what they say happened with Benjaman Franklin is he started to bring in and ask, how do I share these ideas with others? How do I share these ideas I have with others? And we know he was a wonderful statesman, and he went all around the world sharing his idea of personal independence and freedom, and how this was something he wanted for himself. He owned for himself. He had, but he wanted it for everyone around him. Everyone around him. And it was so important that he started to dialogue with the concept of having a United States of America. This didn't exist. This was something he and his friends formed and started putting together. And maybe they weren't even all friends, okay? Some of our founding fathers didn't even get along with each other or believe all the same things, but they had a common good. They had an understanding that was going to help the common good for all. And they were able to make sacrifices, personal sacrifices, to achieve this goal. But what we all know is they also received a lot for themselves too. Received a lot for themselves. So they did mastermind together, and they did it in a different way. That was a coming together of people peer to peer in person, and they formed a mastermind that helped create these United States. Now, when you celebrate today and you start to think of all the achievements you made this past year, in the years past, because remember, your mind will start to associate all the happy times that happened over the 4th of July. But there's other times that will come into your mind, other times that share with you, you weren't as free. You're not as happy. You don't have as much as you want to have. Okay, we don't dismiss these. I don't only talk about spirit and light and happiness, although that is my goal, to help you with light and happiness. Sometimes you got to bring those other pieces into the world too, into your mind to say, okay, I hear you. I hear you. It's like an unfinished song. You know what I mean? That thought, that song, that feeling that gets stuck in your head until you express it, until you say, okay, fine. I acknowledge not everyone in the world is feeling free. Not everyone in the world is in this happy space. But you know what? My dwelling on how unhappy other people are, it doesn't empower them. It doesn't share with them anything. What it does is lower the vibration of the thought form connected to them. Because now I'm picking up on that. And instead I say to you, hey, come with me. I know another way. I know how to work with vibrational healing. Yes, that's what the master teachers and I have mastermind and created. And in this ability to create happiness and joy for myself, I know I'm putting it out into the world and other people can use it. So when I think of people who are disempowered, I reach out a light to them. I see them connected to their own light. I share my knowingness that we each are connected to beings of light. I share my knowingness that love exists for all and in all. And I share in my belief that the light will set you free. That tuning your mind into the best of you, into the parts of you you know you have a passion for, you know you can share with others, and you can help build the world up. And as you build that world up, you build your life up, you build everything up. Yep, it's called working for the highest good for all concerned. And that's what we continue to do on this show. And that's what I continue to do in my work with others. I want to build you up. I want to help you. I want to be that cheerleader in your corner that says, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Share your issues and your concern because yes, you can. So masterminding and working on celebrating are all a way to help you empower and enlighten your world. Bring that best of you into the world. Bring that light connection to your soul, to your source, to your soul into the world so all can have a chance to hear it. So all can have a chance to share in your celebration. And the people who don't want to celebrate with you right now, see them lit by their own soul. that they find that light within themselves when they're ready. And until that time, you and I, we're going to dance in the light. We're going to dance with the many angels that are with us. Come on back. We have more to share to help you empower yourself to be your best. Do you want to connect to your magical child, merge your passions and creativity, unlock your imagination, and play with the angels? Come learn the Akashic vibration process with me, Maggie Chula, and the master teachers of the Akasha. Together we will mastermind, exploring questions, issues, blocks, creating possibilities, then ground your creations into your current timeline. Contact me. Go to maggiechula.com and learn more. Create new possibilities today.
Bringing you the best of the conscious minds in the world. Om Times Radio, your conscious lifestyle on steroids.
Celebrating the 4th of July, we're celebrating personal independence, and we're also learning more about how to mastermind with the light of our soul, with our own soul wisdom. So, remembering from just this last segment that the very first step you do is you bring energy into your body through your breath. Okay, so we have that part. Now there you are, connected to this light, feeling in your heart that you know you are a soul vibration. You're connected to the light of the soul of the source. Now I want you to take it a little bit further and see yourself, just you, yourself, as an orb of light. You, an orb of light floating within the vastness of the universe, connected to this vastness, allowing this vibration to flow through you, breathing in that light as you stay connected to the vastness of the universe. But there you are, floating all alone, separated from everyone, feeling the sense of separation. Now take that a little bit further and see this universe is full of orbs of light. You're an orb of light. There's another orb over there. There's another one over there. All of a sudden there's like all kinds of orbs of light all around you. Can you sense that? There's vibrations all around you. Now let's say you're a person, okay, you can't let yourself, or you're not ready to see orbs of light as beings. That's fine. Maybe you're somebody who goes outside and loves to garden or loves to go for a walk in the woods. Have you ever done that? And as you've done that, you've opened yourself up. You're walking or you're in the garden and you're feeling a sense of connection to the earth. Your heart is opening up and you're just relaxing, right? This is a happy space. You feel good here. In this space, in this feeling, in this vibration, that's also a connection to that universal wellness. Now, I work with Archangel Raphael for this. Archangel Raphael is a beautiful angel who's known as the Archangel of Healing. He is God's healer. He has an array of angels all around him that are also healing vibrations of light. Now, there are many other master teachers, many other angels who also help us heal. But Archangel Raphael has the distinction and the recognition and the respect as helping you heal to your divine level of health, helping you connect and flow in the river of well-being. Isn't that nice to think about? Wouldn't you love to just flow in a river of well-being? You know you can do that, right? All you have to do is when you take those breaths, take a breath, you breathe in the light, you feel yourself letting that light flow all through you. Now, take it a little bit further and go, oh yeah, I can see how I'm letting myself relax as I connect to all that is, as I connect to the divine vibration of the universal source energy, of the angels, the ascended masters, the master teachers. I feel their loving presence all around me. And you know, as you're listening to this show, they are all around you because I share with you a truth. I know. I work with them. I do. They've helped me create a whole series of classes and courses to help you flow within the river of well-being. We call it the Akashic vibration. And the reason we call it that is because that's what it is. The Akasha is the source, the universal source of all that is. That space where we are all connected. That's the Akasha. That's how it was described to me when I was little. My grandmother was my spiritual teacher, and that's what she shared with me, the Akasha, when I asked her, where is this oneness? She said it was the Akasha. She didn't say God. So I always grew up with that. Okay, the universal source energy. Yeah, we're all connected through the universe. And you can feel this energy flowing through you. And as I grew and studied metaphysics, quantum physics, different things that the human mind has been able to glimmer and gleam about this, I started to call it the vibration, the Akashic vibration. And so we created this lovely, wonderful series of classes and courses. And we also created a book called Open the Doorway to Your Soul. This book was important to me because that was the first time that I was actually asking these master teachers to come sit in a mastermind with me and dialogue and help me get through my transition. You see, I was transitioning from a very conservative space. I had worked in what we call corporate America, and I had worked there for over 21 years, and I was good at it. I was good at the timeline. I was good at the planning. I was good with the people, but there was always something in conflict for me. And maybe that was because I was a single parent for a while. I was divorced. I had a lot of stress going on in my life, but I also had this feeling, this sense, no, there's something not right here. There's something I'm not connecting to. There's a part of me that's missing. There's just a part of me that's missing. And so as I started to study the universal laws, as I started to study more into the quantum physics of who we are and how we heal, it really brings you into a sense of mysticism, the understanding of this unique connection to the source of all this is. I have my own unique connection, and so do you. And so do you. So for me to understand this and to work in this level as a professional psychic, as a healer on the vibrational healing level, I needed to know, am I truly in a mastermind with other beings, or is this me and God? And it would be fine to be just me and God, but I had this other knowing, this sense there were other beings around. I did. And so I thought about this, I mastermind with beings, with humans, because people do that. They have mastermind groups where you and maybe, I don't know, it can be any more, like 2, 3, 8 people. You get together and you start to talk about each other's goals and processes, and you see for each other all the potential in their life. But I had this knowingness I was doing it with something more than that, with these beings. I just seemed to know. I just seemed to know them. And so when I started to reclaim that, I asked them to come forward. I said, okay, I want to talk with Archangel Raphael. I did. And I've shared through this book, Open the Doorway to Your Soul, which you can find on my website, maggiechula.com. I started to dialogue with them and allow them to come through because I also remembered doing this when I was little. I remember just doing this, but it wasn't really accepted. After a while, it was something that I needed to hide. I needed to stop doing. But you can go out and find this book. It was the start of my masterminding with the archangels, with the ascended masters, with the Akashic master teachers in a way that allowed them to come through and use my voice and my body. Before that, we only did it in writing, which was fine. Or when I was teaching, all of a sudden I would realize that something else was taking over. And when I would do my guided visualizations with people, because, I was a trained hypnotherapist. I studied neurolinguistic hypnotherapy, so I knew I was in control. But after a while, I realized, wait a minute, this 30 minutes that just came through me, that was a great healing. I don't think I did that all on my own. And that is when I was trying to understand once again, what is this? What is this that I'm doing? And I learned it was masterminding because they came through and they helped me learn that. So that's how I started it. But I know when I teach, you can do it too. And these beings of light, as you're listening to this show, they're with you because they're coming through me. In this show, we're doing it in a different form than we have before. I'm aware it's not just me, but Archangel Raphael is here with us too. And he's the one that would ask you to go to my website. There are things there that can help you. I have free audios. If you go, you can see free audios. Under Open the Doorway to Your Soul, then there's a link that will take you to the original podcasts. The chapters are there. You can listen to them. But I would also ask you, if there's something going on in your life, go take a chance to look at the different audios that I sell. I only sell, I think, about 4 right now. And that's because those are the big things. Healing your heart, that's big. Learning to move from grief into an understanding your loved one lives on, that's big. So I would suggest that you go there. And please come back for this last segment because I want you to know that now that we've got those pieces going, there's one more piece that I want to share with you. And remember, we're talking now about how to help take control of your mind and master your mind so you have the ability to create a happy, healthy world that supports people of all shapes and sizes and colors and beliefs, a world that embraces your uniqueness and knows how important everyone is to the health of this world, to the health of all. So come on back for that final segment as we tie all this together. Come back. And welcome back. Welcome back to Mastermind with Maggie. And on this show, we've been talking about how to be happily independent, how to create happiness using this Mastermind alliance, the understanding that you can connect to an intelligence that's greater than the one that you have all on your own, through the use of working with either ascended masters, different angels, or friends, family. When more than one person comes together, whether that person is alive or not, you're creating a mastermind. So we are here to help empower and inspire others. And this show, we've been talking about how to celebrate. Hey, remember, the good things of yourself. How can you bring more happiness into your life? So one of the things we've talked about is you want to make sure that if something comes up that's a celebration point, that really does say, this is a moment to remember in my life. This is part of my timeline and it's important. Then take that moment and be happy. Share, celebrate, enjoy, and let yourself have that moment. Have that moment completely. If you find yourself saying, but I wished I had gotten, no, that's where you cut it off. You say, I am so happy and grateful for this that came into my life, that I was able to do this. I know for my husband, he likes to bike. So for him to be in one of those long bicycle challenges, which I can't remember the name of right now, but for him to bike 30 miles, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. After you do that, take that time to be happy, to be joyful, not to say, oh, I wish I'd gone the route of 50. No, cut it off and be happy. Cut it off, be happy, and let yourself feel it. Okay. And then when you want to be able to think about those next steps, okay, I'm happy because I've done this piece, but you know what? I want to do more. So my example was, okay, I can lose some weight. I didn't lose much, but I can lose some. Well, this next piece might be, I'm actually bringing a healthy lifestyle into my life. So I want to ensure I drink 6 glasses of water a day. Yep, I'm going to keep track because I'm successfully drinking 4 glasses of water. I'm going to add 2 more because you know what? I am feeling better. And I am one of the people who would have said, oh, coffee counts. No, now that I'm drinking the pure water that I keep talking about, the masters keep talking about, I do feel better with that. So that's one for me. That's how I'm going to help myself celebrate so that next year I want to be here saying, yep, 8 glasses every day. I know I can get that into my life. That's where I'm going. The next 4th of July. What are you going to do? And it can be something like that. It doesn't have to be this huge thing where you go, oh, I hate my job. I want to make sure I move from my apartment. All those things. Yeah, it can be those too. But just remember to take them down. So let's say it is you do hate your job. You're just not happy with your job. What are you going to do for yourself by next year? And here's what I want you to think of. When you get into that space where you're breathing in and you're connected to the universe, when you get into that space and you're seeing yourself part of the whole, and yet you're separate, you're part of the universal source, but you see you're separate. Now I also want you to open up and invite a master teacher in to work with you. And here's what I used to start with. I said this prayer exactly. Mother, Father, God, Creator of all that is, I ask that my connection to the beautiful sacred wisdom of the Akasha be shared today. I ask that I am able to clearly channel a message from a master teacher that will help uplift and inspire me. Or actually what I said, uplift and inspire all of us who listen to this podcast, because I was on a radio show. So as I've shared, you can go listen to those for free on my website, Maggie at MaggieChula.com. And those master teachers are there. You can talk to any of those beings. They are master teachers. They do not have separate incarnations right now. They're here to be here for anybody who calls on them. And then you also have your own Council of Light, that group of beings that's there for you. So I want you to know this to be true, to be able to handle those pieces yourselves. So my topic for next week is going to be, please help me. I've forgotten how to connect to the God. I might have gotten a little connected in here today, because I work with people every day who want to build their own unique connection to God. God is the title we've given the source of all that is, the universal source, the great white spirit, or the higher intelligence within the universe that I have also shared my grandmother helped me learn to call the Akasha. And so we're going to do that. We're going to continue on that next week. On this week, we were taking that time out to celebrate. Remember? So I really do encourage you that as you go through today, because this whole time, whether you belong to the United States, you're listening to this some other place in the world, actually, or you're listening to it and it isn't July 4th, it still take a moment. Because wherever you are in whatever day that you're listening to this, I guarantee you have successes. You've had successes in the past year. What are they? Have you really taken the time to celebrate them? Or does it come up and you immediately go, oh, but I could have done this. Oh, but I should have done that. You know what? Let those buts go. Kick them out of here. That's right. Instead, I want you to go, I did this. Look at what I did. I did this. And adding my conscious attention and my understanding that I am a being of light and I have these beautiful beings here to help me. Here's what I want to create within this next year. And make it something big. Make it something that can help you know you went further than you really maybe even thought you could go. Because this next year, listen to me every week, we're talking about empowering things to help you move forward because honestly, it is my knowing I will mastermind with you here right now. Anyone listening, you have a connection to God, to the universal source energy of all that is, or to the Akasha. You, listening, have a book of life. And your book of life is still open and available to you. No one can share with you, not even me, what your future holds. I can help you see what you're creating and what will probably come into be. But you can change that right now. It takes a moment, a snap of my fingers to switch my thoughts around and to move in another direction. But setting a goal requires you to think about it a little bit every day. So I put that in my morning routine. Remember, I have a morning routine and it's free. You can go to my website, maggiechula.com, and that's where I share with you how I connect to the source of my own source every day. I connect into the heart of the earth. Now, I know I'm giving away a lot of free things, but I want to also share with you that, remember I said the master teachers and I have created this whole coursework we call the Akashic vibration process, because we have classes that will take you to soul retrievals, to healing your heart on the soul level, on the vibrational level, with the universe. We have classes that will help you learn how to build and work with the grid of energy that surrounds the earth and is so well known, NASA uses it to know when the grid is stronger or not to help launch their rocket ships. So this is all real things. Quantum physics, metaphysics, mysticism, but it's also belief. It's knowing you are more. You have more. You can be more. I want to thank you for listening and say you can do it. You are a being of light and love. Please share your light in the world and be your best you. You can be today. Much love. Much love to you.